Facebook streaming, via YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming. Vigyan Bhairav Tantra. All meditation techniques are efforts to give you a glimpse of that which is not the mind. All meditation techniques give you the glimpse of that which is not mind. These techniques are to take you beyond the mind. How to leave the mind and look at it even for a single moment. In the sutra, Shiva tells Devi, imagine the Sanskrit letters in these honey-filled focus of awareness. Honey-filled focus of awareness. Imagine Sanskrit letters, not words. First comes sound. Sound creates a letter. Different combination of letters, consonant and vowel, make a word which is audible. It is the consonant it is the vowel that connects the two consonants, gives it a meaning, and then you understand it. First as letters, then more subtly as sounds, then most subtle feeling, then leaving them all aside. First you hear a letter, and then behind that the subtle aspect of the letter is the sound, and more subtle is the feeling, and after that leave all these together. Words are nothing else but sounds. Sound precedes everything. Words, letters. And what are thoughts? Thoughts are different words arranged in a logical sequence. That's why the children's sentences, we do not find any meaning in it, because these are not logically arranged. It is the mind, the faculty that mind is, that arranges the words in a logical sequence, in a particular pattern, like subject, object, and that which connects the two, the verb. If you make a sentence which is missing in verb, will not be understood. Are you? But if the word comes in love between I love you, you understand it's a logical sequence. But UI, what is UI? IU is not arranged logically. So thoughts are, you want to express a particular thought that I love you, the feeling of love you want to express towards someone, you may arrange it logically. I love you, I see you, I go there, you go there. This is a logical sequence in which words are arranged to give it a meaning. in a particular pattern. Sound is the basic. Sound is the primordial. In the beginning there was Word, Word was with God, and the Word was God. God is not a word, it's a sound. But we have forgotten the sound that this word creates. We have associated it with a particular figure, that, and the moment the word God comes in, we look towards the heavens, as if someone is sitting there and you are looking at the person. With sound, words are created. With words, thoughts are created. And with thoughts, religions and philosophy and everything is created. And when thoughts are arranged in a particular sequence, in a particular logical sequence, sentences are formed. But deep down, sound is the basic. All these techniques of meditation are the process. This particular technique that we are explaining, Shiva says to Devi, imagine the Sanskrit letters in these honey-filled focus of awareness. First letters, more subtly as sounds, and then as most subtly as most subtle feelings, then leave them aside. This talks about a reverse process. This technique is a reverse process. We live in a state of philosophy. One is Hindu, following the Hindu philosophy. Next one is Mohammedan, Muslim, following the Muslim philosophy. And another is following the Christian philosophy or something else. We live in philosophies, system of thoughts, and they have become so important that we can die for them. A Muslim is ready to sacrifice his life for the philosophy that is woven around the religion. Man can die for words, for mere words. Someone calls his conception of the absolute a lie, or someone calls Ram, or someone calls Christ, or someone calls something else a lie, then fight erupts. For a mere word, they can kill one another. Words become so important. This is nonsense, but this is history. This is how we have been living and still behaving. Someone uses abuse or curse on a particular word, you are ready to die for that. Someone says anything or uses a word for Holy Prophet or Ram or Krishna, the followers of that are ready to fight with one another. A single word can create a disturbance in you that you become ready to kill or die for it. Sounds, we live in philosophies, system of thoughts. What are philosophies? Philosophies are thoughts arranged in a logical, systematic pattern. And what are thoughts? Thoughts are words arranged in a logical, meaningful sequence. And what are words? Sounds upon which it is agreed that they mean either this or that. The moment you hear a word chair, universally it is accepted what is it meant for. A four-legged with a high backrest object used for sitting is known as chair. It may have different designs, different colors, different kind of upholstery, but basic structure is four-legged object with a backrest is known as a chair. It is universally accepted. So sounds are basic. They are the basic structures of the mind, because the moment this word chair is spoken, you form an image in your mind. An image comes from the memory, from the storehouse of the memory. The ancient chairs, the modern chairs, the other kind of chairs. And when these chairs are made more comfortable, these are known by a different name. Chairs are used for different purposes. Office chair, dining chair, garden chairs, so on and so forth. And each chair differs from the other in its design, but the basic structure of four legs, upright backrest is important. And then depending on the cost factor, it is decorated, it is made comfortable, so on and so forth. The garden chairs do not have cushion. Dining chair have a different kind of cushion. The office chair is a different kind of a structure. What is wrong? A sound is just a sound, and the meaning is given by us, agreed by us. Otherwise it has no meaning. The meaning is invented by us, projected by us. Otherwise, Ram is just a sound. Ram is just a sound, it is meaningless. It is the man who gives it a meaning. And then we create a system of thought around it. Then this word becomes very significant. And around this word we create a philosophy. Then you can do anything, something or anything for it. You can die or you can live for it. If someone insults this sound, Ram, you become furious. Same way Muhammad is a word, is a sound. Around this sound a word is created and a philosophy is created, and Mohammedans are ready to die for this word. Just an agreement, a legal agreement that this word means this. No other word means anything in itself. Each word is a sound. Meaning is given by us. Sutra says, let us start the process in a reverse direction. Go backwards. You start with a philosophy, reduce it. Philosophy is a meaning given to a word. Then sentence, a logical arrangement of the words. So from philosophy you are going to the word, and from the word you are going to the sound. You go backwards. Then more basic than the sound, a feeling is somewhere hidden. This has to be understood. Man uses words. Words mean sound with meanings that are agreed upon. Words are the sounds which carry a particular meaning that has been agreed upon. But animals, birds use sounds without any linguistic meaning attached to it. They do not have any language, but they use sounds with feelings. A bird is singing. It has a feeling, meaning in it. It is indicating something. It may be a call for the partner. When the mating season, the rainy season starts, it is the mating season for the birds. The peacock gives a clarion call to the peahen. It may be a call for the partner or the beloved, or it may be a call for the mother, or the child may be hungry and just showing his distress. It indicates a feeling. You can understand a child does not understand the words, but he creates the sound, and the sound is audible and understood by the mother. Above the sounds there are words. Above the sound there are words, thoughts, philosophies. And below the sound there is a feeling. When there is a feeling of agony, cry comes out. Crying is a sound, meaningless. A sound, a meaning is attached to it. And unless you can get below the feeling, you cannot go below the mind. The whole world is filled with sound. Only the human world is filled with words. The entire existence, the cosmos, echoes sound. Even a child who cannot use language uses sounds. Really, the whole language came into existence because of a particular sound that every child is using all over the world. For example, in any language, the word mother is somehow related with ma. It may be matter, it may be mutter, it may be mata, it may be ma, anything. But somewhere it is related with the sound ma. Matter, mutter, mata, ma, all are related with the sound that is created by the two letters M and A, ma. In all languages, more or less, the child can utter the word ma more easily. The first sound which the child can utter is ma. Then the whole structure is based on this particular sound ma. A child utters ma because it is the first sound which is easy for the child to speak. This is the case everywhere. In any part of the world, in any time, just because of the structure of the throat and the body, ma is easiest sound to happen. And the mother is the nearest and the first person who is meaningful for the child. The child first relates to the mother And through that relationship, he comes to establish relations with the other family members. So the first sound becomes associated with the first person who is meaningful. And from this mother, matter, mata, ma, all other words are derived. And when the child for the first time utters the word ma, he has no linguistic meaning for it, but a feeling is there, a feeling of lovingness, a feeling of care. And because of that feeling, the word becomes associated with mother, because it is the mother who hugs, who cares, who gives the feed, who suckles the baby child. All this, that feeling is more basic with the sound. Feeling of love, feeling of care, feeling of all these things. So this sutra says, first to imagine the Sanskrit letter, any language will do for that matter. Because Shiva was talking to Parvati, that's why. And the language of communion between the two was Sanskrit. So he speaks of the Sanskrit as it is the oldest language. So Shiva is using the Sanskrit. You can use English, Latin, Arabic, French, or any language. Sanskrit have no significance except in that Shiva was talking to Parvati, and both of them were conversant in the language that is Sanskrit. It is not that Sanskrit is something superior to any other language. Any language will do. First, feel inside. Inside means in your consciousness. The honey-filled focus of awareness, filled with letters A, B, C, D, or Alif, B, P, O, A, B, S, O, Greek or Latin words. This can be done, and it is a beautiful exercise. If you want to do it, close your eyes. Just see your consciousness inside being filled with words. Think of consciousness as nothing else but a blackboard. Then visualize the letters A, B, C, or whatever language you are familiar with. Use the word letters Alif, B, A, B, C, A, Ba, Sa, Alpha, Beta, Gamma. Visualize all the words, all the letters. Visualize these first as letters A. Look at it as A as you write it. Write it with consciousness and look at it. Then by and by forget the letter A. Just remember the sound of the letter A. 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 Sometimes we address a person we do not know. We call him A, and point out with the finger as if you are calling him to come near you. Write it with consciousness. Look at it. Then by and by forget the letter. And just remember the sound of the letter A. And just this sound. Start with visualization, because eyes are predominant for us. ears are not as predominant as eyes are. We are all eye-oriented, not ear-oriented. Again, the reason is the same, because eyes help us to survive more than anything else. Our consciousness is 90% in the eyes. Conceive of yourself without eyes and your whole life will become meaningless, dead. Then a very minor part remains. So first visualize, use your eyes inward and see the letters. Letters are more related to the ears than eyes because letters are sounds. But for us, because we are reading and reading and reading, they all have become associated with eyes. Because we do not listen, so sound is not. Basically, they are associated with ears. These are sounds. Start with eyes. Then forget the eyes. By and by you see something is written. M-O-T-H-E-R. You see it first. Then when you speak it loud, you hear the sound. Then the feeling that is associated with the word. First, start with eyes, then forget the eyes by and by. Then move away from eyes to the ears. Eyes is a visualization, what you see. Ears is the sound. First imagine them at letters, then see them, hear them more subtly as sounds and most subtle as feelings. This is a beautiful exercise. We will continue on this in tomorrow's session. Until then, take care and do have a pleasant day.